Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got an incredible guest coming on today. I mean, this young lady is doing some things, been doing. I'm not going to give it away. Michelle, you're looking at me like I'm getting ready to give away your part. She's been doing PR for quite some time, and very, very good at what she does. And this is her first time being on the show, but I'm excited. Well, second time. I think she was on one other time. You know, how you doing, Michelle? How you doing?
I am doing great. Love to have this guest back on the show again. And it's an amazing topic she's going to discuss.
But I tell you what, before we even start anything, hey, Todd, let's lock in all of the stations. Let's just lock all of them in and let's rock and roll.
Give me 1 second.
It's your life. It's your life with Dr. James JC Cooley.
Hello. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James JC Cooley. Wow, we got an absolutely sensational show coming your way today. We got a returning guest that's on the show, and tell you what she's doing so many things. And I'm gonna let Michelle kind of introduce her in a minute. But how you doing, Michelle? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Love having this guest on the show. You know, she's really going to educate us on a lot of things, especially when it comes to the topic of PR. But I'll introduce her in a minute. We're just excited to have her back again. Her and her husband are very busy, especially with this amazing agency.
Absolutely, I tell you. So I'm looking forward to hearing about our agency and her experiences in the PR business. So I tell you what, whichever platform that you watching us on, whether you watch us on E360 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 80 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments on the platforms you're watching us on, ask any question that you might, or we on KCBQ and K Sky. So you can call my main man Todd at 1-888-344-1170. So I tell you, Michelle, I'm excited about this show. Can we get started?
Oh, yes. Well, the title of today's show is 25 Years of PR Excellence with C3 Communications, Inc. We're having a conversation with Joice Truban-Curry. She's the president and CEO of C3 Communications, Inc. And she's going to talk about her agency, how it differentiates from other PR firms, how PR has evolved over the years, how does PR navigate a crisis when the media is coming at you, navigating people's attention, the change in the media landscape. And she's talking about other things as well. So, as president CEO, she leads C3 Communications, Inc., a nationally recognized boutique agency. She grew up a one-person shop in 2000 into one of San Diego's most successful public relations firms. Her creativity, energy, and public relations savvy drive impactful programs for clients across diverse sectors, including hospitality, tourism, retail, B2B, restaurant, consumer product, nonprofit, wellness, healthcare, and entertainment, and I'm sure so much more. Beyond her client work, she's deeply active in the industry and community. She's a two-time past president of the San Diego chapter of the Public Relations Society of America and a past chair of the National PRSA Honors and Awards Committee. Joice has dedicated many years of service to American Red Cross as a volunteer PIO in disaster situations. Today, she donates time and agency resources to the Salvation Army San Diego, where she chairs the Volunteer Marketing Executive Committee and has been honored with the Most Valuable Philanthropist Award for her volunteer work. So much more to know about her. Welcome back to the show, Joice Truban-Curry.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you both for having me. And I got to give a shout out to KCBQ Todd, because Todd is in my neighborhood of San Diego. So hi, Todd. Nice to chat with you, buddy. Thank you so much for having me today, you both. It's an honor to be back.
Wow, Joyce, it's always an honor having you on the show, and you be sending us some great folks as well. So,
thank you.
Wow, I'm so happy to have you back. Besides what Michelle has said, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about you? What makes you click? Why you're so passionate about your job? And, so you got it.
Well, thank you for the question. And you know what? I'm going to take, honestly, a page out of your book, Think Big and Dream Big. I remember, where did C3 Communications start? I founded C3 Communications January the 3rd, 2000. And I remember coming back to San Diego and going, I'm going to start this and I don't have a job. How the heck is this going to work out? And you know what? I smile fondly because it's 25 years now. And I feel very, very blessed. And where I think the drive comes from, I would have to give a nod to my folks that I know are watching and listening in heaven. They gave me a lot of drive growing up. And also, I think it comes from being a performer on stage. I got my professional equity card when I was 17 years old, and I've been performing since. So I translate a lot of that enthusiasm into the public relations world. And I think that brings me kind of as a unique unicorn out there, because I love what I do, both on the stage and in public relations. And, just try to make the world just a better place. And again, I would never have thought in 2000 that I would be having this conversation with you 25 years later. So your motto is think big and dream big. And I'm here to tell everyone that's listening or watching, you can do it. You have to dream big, but you know what? It's doable. And I'm taking that out of your page, sir.
Yeah, his motto is dream big, think big, be big at everything that you do. And
Amen.
that's what's all about, expanding your knowledge. And I'm talking about when you dream big, if big things happen. When you dream small, you fill that dream up real fast, and where's are you going?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well said.
so Joyce, if you had to choose one adjective to describe you, what would that adjective be and why?
Wow. I could come up with three. I will go with enthusiastic. And I think that you and Michelle probably would agree with that.
Oh,
I have a passion for what I do. I have a passion for people. I have a passion for volunteering, and I'm enthusiastic to the hilt. You give me a crisis, I'm enthusiastic to go fix it. I find crisis is actually kind of fun. People don't like promoting events. I love them. I'm enthusiastic about it. So I mean, and I believe that with enthusiasm comes honesty and sincerity, as it comes all kind of bundled into one. And I hope that when people have the opportunity to meet them and vice versa, that they would be like, yeah, she's authentic and she's enthusiastic. And I think that hopefully kind of sums it up.
yeah, I mean that's just Joyce all together. That is. Tell Sean I said hello, by the way. And
He is in the room and says hello back to you.
yeah, and tell him that we might have to get him on somewhere doing this show. So but
You just got it. I'm here.
yeah, so what inspired you to launch uh C3 Communications back in 2000, and
Great story.
what core values
Mhm.
were you thinking about and that helped prompt your organization to be where it's at today?
Thank you for that thoughtful question. Well, I was the public information officer at Children's Hospital in San Diego, now called Rady's Children. And it was a wonderful job. And it really afforded me all the media contacts that I have to this day. But it was, where do you go from having the best PR job in the city? Well, I wanted to go work. The next best PR job in the city is to work at the San Diego Zoo. It's world famous, as everybody knows. So I beat the hell out of the bushes to try and get in there. And you have to die or retire to get into the zoo. So a friend of mine, a colleague, dear PR colleague out of Houston, told me, Marisa Valbona, giving her a shout out, said, go work for another guy that I used to work for, learn how to do a PR firm. So in case the zoo thing doesn't work out, you at least, are learning something and moving forward. So I went to work for the gentleman. The name is Jack Berkman. He's just a wonderful colleague to this day. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go do this. I can do this. I can really do this. And I had to believe in myself. And ironically, the business cards were printed and everything was set to go. And the zoo called me. And they're like, you've been beating up us for a job for years. And I'm like, well, the train's already left the station. So it was kind of serendipitous. But it's been a wonderful ride, and I just feel blessed of the work and the people I've been able to meet. You two are a great example on this journey and being able to make a difference, because really at the end of the day, it's neat to sell tickets to something or to launch a product. But, if you can help people along the way with what you're doing, you're not going to work a day in your life.
So what are the core values that your organizations live up to?
Goodness gracious. That is an awesome question. Thank you. It really is being results driven. And when I say that, I'm saying that from a standpoint of you have to listen to your client and the situation, be it a crisis or be it you're launching a show or what have you, because you can't. And to the lovely conversation I had with Michelle before we got on the air was you can't do things business as usual as it used to be. And right now, more than ever, you have to be thoughtful and be really succinct and be aware. And you just cannot work in a vacuum. And to answer your question, and I'll button it up with a bow on this, is that a lot of PR folks work in vacuums, and you can't, especially now because everything is polarized and hyper local, and there's all these new channels out there. And I know we're going to get to that. And by the way, congratulations on being on 80 platforms, because that is absolutely amazing. And I know you, Michelle, worked awful hard at that.
Oh yeah,
it's just wonderful. And I think that people know that we come through for them and that we treat people like we would want to be treated, which is something your mother or your grandmother probably told you, but it's a beautiful adage and it's absolutely true. We treat people like Like they're us. Like
hold that thought. We can take a station break, but I'll tell you what, whichever platform that you're watching this on, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform, go to the comments, ask any question that you might have, or you can pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. KCB Crew. Todd will put you through It's Your Life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
It's your life.
A black
Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Welcome to Veridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Veridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at VeridianChristianUniversity.com. VeridianChristianUniversity.com.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
Bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Veridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at VeridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hey, it's your life.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. Hey, Todd, what you think about the show so far, man? Hey, Todd, what you think about the show so far? I guess Todd can't hear us, but
I can see why you brought Joice back. She's a great guest. Loving it.
Absolutely. So Joice, you was talking about the core values of C3. So what makes C3 Communications back in? What makes you guys different from many other platforms?
There's something that Michelle, you and I have in common, and it's called volunteering and giving back. and I saw the commercial for what you're doing for the Heart Association, which heart disease is the number one killer of women. So God bless you guys for giving a voice to that platform. One of the things that does set C3 Communications apart is our commitment to the community. We always have done pro bono work since day one, and we will do it till the end of time. I volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association in the spirit of my daddy, who passed from Alzheimer's, and I volunteer for the Salvation Army in the spirit of my mom. And those are organizations that they pick up the phone and I will drop anything to help them because they helped my family. That said, since those roll around every year, I've now gone out and now I'm repicking again a new organization, 1 or 2 a year, and we just go in and we give pro bono PR services, counseling, and we give of our time, much like you do with the platforms that you have, and like what you're doing for the Heart Association. I know you speak at school, James. I know there's a lot of things that you and Michelle do within your community, and that's not to be at all overlooked. In fact, I think that we're probably more of, the unique unicorns out there that are doing it, and more people, maybe might want to consider, spending their time and their talent and their treasure with helping other people. And that will always be something that sets us apart. Mr. Cooley, did we lose you?
Joice, you got to keep me straight now. I was off into listening, and I said, well, then I noticed I hadn't been back on. But how has your leadership style evolved as the PR industry has changed over the past 2 decades? Has changed tremendously. Yeah, so
it sure has. I mean, there's something called a podcast, which never existed. You have a very robust one, and you guys market the hell out of it, and you do a great job. There's tools and resources that just didn't exist. I mean, it was, let's break it down to something really simplistic. Okay, since COVID happens, people don't work in newsrooms anymore. They don't. They're all remote. Now, I've been remote since day one. So to me, everyone's like, oh, we're freaking out. We're working at home. I'm like, it's lovely. I don't know any different. I've been virtual since January the 3rd, 2000. But that said, you can't walk into a newsroom anymore because they don't exist. I mean, some television stations do, but like the San Diego Union Tribune, they don't have a newsroom. So now you can't walk in and like knock on somebody's door. So you've got to be even smarter about how you reach like these reporters or these influencers, may the case be, to help your bottom line, your client's bottom line, or, whatever narrative you're trying to articulate. So you've got the kind of the gatekeeper aspect of things. You also have the notion that everybody is listening to content differently because there are so many platforms that are out there and resources, and not everybody is getting the content the same way. You might get it from Facebook, where I might get it from NPR, or it could be your podcast, James. And, it runs the gamut. So you, as a PR person, or if you're engaging a PR person, one of the questions you have to look at is, what platform and what is going to resonate with my target audience and my goals that I want to accomplish, and recognize that not all audiences are going to be valid for whatever the endeavor, project, gig, however you want to couch it, that you're working on. So that is where public relations comes in, and where the strategy is going to be very, really key, because you can't just throw it up against the wall and hope that it sticks. It doesn't work that way. There's way too much white noise out there. So you have to be very, very smart and keen on what you're doing. And really, this day and age, more than ever, you've got to take an integrative marketing approach that's fully comprehensive, a full circle of everything.
So what are some of the adaptabilities that you had to change since inception back in 2000 to make sure that you stay abreast and maybe are ahead of some of the things in the industry?
Great question. I believe it is embracing the technology that is there and learning how to use it. For example, I know, AI is a very, very popular topic right now. So there also is a notion amongst some PR agencies that, oh, it's going to take over. It's going to make me obsolete. My client can just go to AI and get a press release and send it out, and I don't have a job anymore. Nothing could be further than the truth. And here's the answer why. Because what AI is giving you, yes, they're pulling from, the World Wide Web, and they're putting together something to you on a platter, but is it going to resonate with the messaging that you or your client has or support the goals? What folks should do is put it in there, give it a whirl, but then take it back and then mold it to what the goals and the objectives and the strategy is. Why work from a white paper when you can go and get content? And then that's where a PR person comes in, because they're able to look at it and kind of like your dog looks to you and goes, huh? Okay, that's not going to work, but let's make this work. But at least you're working from a platform. Things like that did not exist in 2000. I mean, you had email. I mean, God bless America. You had maybe texting. Facebook didn't exist. So all these platforms, you had to kind of cut up to speed on. And as a host, as you are, and a valuable member of the community, you've got to stay abreast of things, and PR people need to as well. And it's not scary, ooh, bad things are out there, and oh my God, no, embrace it and learn how you can use it and help people and your clients now more than ever. So it's actually really exciting to have these resources today.
Yeah, yes, it's so important to stay abreast of things and having the resources. How has the rise of digital and social media altered the definition of a successful PR campaign?
That is an awesome question. The rise and fall of PR is measured in multiple different ways. Okay, it could be measured in monies raised, meaning a fundraiser for the Heart Association or the Alzheimer's Association or what have you. I mean, that's a very, very tangible, measurable objective. It can be measured in coverage that yielded X results. You want to change people's perception with public relations and get their buy-in and get them to embrace whatever the matter is that you are promoting. It's fabulous what's out there. And as opposed to being, and I'm going to reiterate, because I think this is really important, as opposed to being, oh my gosh, this is really scary, changey stuff that's happening out there. No, embrace it because it's there. And you might be able to take that, whatever it is, whatever platform, and turn it into something fabulous. And also in that vein, you could take an opportunity, you might not even see it as an opportunity, and turn it into something wonderful. You've got to be able to pivot and think outside of the box. I'll give you a fabulous example. And since you reside sometimes in California, you know this park. It's called Belmont Park. It's a seaside amusement park, much like Coney Island. So this is a great example. I couldn't get anything done during COVID. Well, why? Because the amusement park was closed, just like every other park in the land of Disney to SeaWorld on down. And so, but we still had to get publicity for it because it was still open air. So what we did was this. You probably are familiar with the Giant Dipper roller coaster. It just turned 100 on the 4th. It will turn 100 on the 4th of July, as in a couple of days from now. And we have to run it because it's historic and it will lock up. And that's just a bad thing for an historical roller coaster. So what we did during COVID, when you talk about pivoting and being really smart with what you do, well, we stuck stuffed animals on it. And we rode them around and around and around and then some. Lost a few casualties along the way, but it was so creative. It packed people in the park. They could go. It was outdoor, mask distancing and all that stuff. But it went international. We were like getting clips from people in New Zealand, in London. It was CNN and Good Morning America, Today Show. But we bounced all around the globe, and it was this little amusement park. And rather than laying over, going, "Oh my God, COVID is here! We can't do anything." No, we brought joy to people in countries. They were all over the place, and it brought joy to people, and people would come down in their cars and they'd watch the animals go round and round and round. And it was just a joyful thing that we were able to bring to a community. And people were pretty scared at that time, if you remember when this whole thing started. And it was just wonderful to take PR, make it relevant, bring joy to people, and then it turned into this huge snowball of success. And that just comes with being savvy and using all the resources that are out there. And believe me, we use a ton of platforms to kick that story story up to the stratosphere that it was. But that's what makes PR so exciting, is you can look at something and go, hey, wait a second. Yeah. We can work with this.
We can work with, hold that thought. We got to take a station break. I tell you what, this is an absolutely sensational conversation that I'm having with Joice. And I tell you, if you want to be part of this conversation, whichever platform that you're watching us on, all you have to do is go to the comments, answer the question that you might have, or pick up that phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. 1-888-344-1170.
Your life.
Your life. That's right. At Meridian Christian University.
It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. Come on. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. This is a must listen for anyone who thinks they're stuck in life or needs to understand that their current situation is not their final destination. Country Boy, City Boy, a journey that ain't over yet, is the unfiltered truth to provide hope for the future by challenging you to refuse to become a victim of life's circumstance and dare to become an overcomer, because a bigger, better, and more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by Dr. James Cooley on Amazon or wherever books are sold.
Check it out. It's your life with Dr. James.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you what, I'm having a great discussion with Joice truban-curry. Been in the PR business for over 35 years. She is doing some absolutely great things. We work with her a lot, Michelle and I, and she sent us absolutely fantastic guests, and we're going to continue to do that. One thing, we just got picked up by another radio and television station today, about 3 hours ago. I will be talking about that one in a couple of future shows coming up, but it's life is good. And life is good. Leading towards serious radio. I said it, so, wow, this is such a great conversation that we have in here. And I don't know what you did, Joice, but the numbers are crazy. You got so many people watching. YouTube alone, we was almost up close to 7,000. That's just one platform. We got 84.
Wow.
So, and right now
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
right now, if Sean go to my YouTube channel, he would see that we probably were close to about 6,500 watching on that platform alone. But that's when you have a great topic, when you have a great guest, these things happen. They happen, So Joice, over the last couple of decades, I mean, I think things for skill sets and abilities that was there. What are some of the essential skills sets that an individual have to have in order to be successful in the PR business?
I think that you need to be honest. You need to have integrity, and you need to be not afraid to tell the truth. I mean, especially, you get handed sometimes that this is where crisis comes into play. Sometimes you have to have tough conversations, and you're doing it in the person's best interest or the cause's best interest, but you have to be authentic and true, follow through and deliver, and understand that, understand the media landscape and understand how to navigate that. It's changing every time. There's been a tremendous amount of consolidations of media. So what was relevant a year ago, the outlets have changed now. So you want to make sure that you are dialing it down to where you are going to be able to, navigate that through for a client, for a crisis, for whatever the situation may be. You always want to keep in mind the third party credibility factor. And let me break that down for what that means to all of our friends that are with us right now. So everybody knows what an ad is, right? Check the box. But you see a story on this platform is a good example, or in the paper or on network news. Well, they're in so many ways to say it. They're endorsing whatever the story is, meaning they're giving you credibility. And that is what's called earned media. Now, earned media will always exist. You just have to be smarter about how you go about and get it. But there definitely will always be a place in this day and age for earned media. And that is where PR really shines, because the consumer at home will know the difference. And that third party credibility factor is why people come on your show, like me and clients that I have the blessing to send to you. And, you make them shine. And that's a beautiful thing. And by virtue of your own platform, you're helping charities and you're helping businesses out there. And, there's not better of a blessing than that, is that you get to do what you guys love and help people. And that's where I think that we're all living from the same cloth, even though that you have a home in California and I live here and we've never met in person. So that's pretty funny. We need to work on that.
Well, we'll work on that. I tell you what, it was something I meant to play earlier. I want to play this video to give our viewers and listeners a better understanding of your company and what you do. Here we go.
Wow. You you can hear me, right, Joyce?
Yeah, I'm just smiling because it's really cool to watch all that.
It's cool, a lot of those people I recognize, especially Flavor Flav with the big old clock around his neck.
Flavor Flav, he was funny. I was doing Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus in Las Vegas, and I kept running into Flavor Flav. I ran into him like 3 times back to back over days. Every day he had a different clock. And he was just the sweetest guy in the entire world. I remember he's like, "Can I have tickets for my family to see the show?" I'm like, "You're Flavor Flav." "Yes, of course. You can go see the clowns and everything." And he's like, "Put him on a Flavor Flav." I said, "Your name on your ID does not say Flavor Flav. I really do need your real name for your tickets." And he's just hilarious. He's a great guy. And he's still in my phone to this day. And I could call him, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to say to him, but he's hilariously funny. And lots of clocks. I think I asked him once at a TV station. I think he said he had over 115 people just sent him clocks. Random.
Well, that's PR for them too, as advertising and marketing. Because if he's wearing those specific clocks made by these certain people, hey, that's showcasing, people's products. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a hoot. Junior Seau, we worked with Junior up to when he passed away. He was a blast to work with. And Dennis Rodman was just, we did him with Globetrotters. He was just a really cool dude. All that persona is just persona for TV. He's just a really nice person. And it's just all an act. But you get him offline and he's just a really neat family guy. He was really fun. So I look back over 25 years and wow, it's been a blessing. And I feel really honored.
I am sure it has been a blessing. What have you learned about yourself and being a part of this industry and, your company within 25 years? Of course, I'm sure you've grown, but what, in your opinion, has changed or nothing has changed when it comes to PR in the sense that, you can't buy bad PR. You can only find good PR. I hope I'm making sense. So let's say you have a startup company and they don't have the funds to do the type of PR they want. What advice would you give to a startup company says, wow, doing this is expensive, whether it's billboards or whatever it is. What do you think I should do, Joyce?
Great question, Michelle. I think that it comes down to a couple of things. I mean, certainly everyone's going to go, okay, well, what's your budget? That's a given of a question, and a fair one at that. But you need to think about what your goals are. And I work with a lot of organizations, companies, or it might even be events that are just starting out. So you kind of got to break it down into phases. Okay, what can you do now? What is the bare minimum that you need? Do you need to have a website? Probably yes. What needs to be done? Do you need to have presence on social media? Definitely. What immediately are things that you need to do? And I'm actually working with an organization right now. We're in the throes of this, so I can absolutely speak to this. So you kind of look at immediately what needs to be done, and then you look at it in phases. Because if you're a small organization starting out, you might not have the infrastructure for, say, fulfillment. So you open up your floodgates and you say, please come. And then you can't fulfill you can't do it. So you've got to be really smart. And when I say when you start out small, it's because you got to identify where you're going and make sure you've got the resources in which to get there, because you really only have one shot to be out there. And it's lovely to say that people are going to give you a second and a third. Maybe you'll get a second, but you probably won't get a third. So it's best to be buttoned up and really be really smart with your dollars, and you'll be successful, even if you've got to start out small. We work for small companies of one person up to, international shows. And the person that's small is just as important as the national show to us. I mean, that's what really makes us different, is we are authentic and we believe in making people's lives better. We take care of them and want to make sure that, whatever it is, large or small, that they feel heard, that they're getting that impact that they desire. And that to me is where it resonates, Michelle, and it has to, because that's the only way you're going to make a difference.
James.
Well, we got to take a station break, but I tell you what, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk to Joice a lot more. If you want to be part of the conversation, whichever platform you watch this on,
That's right. That's right.
1-888 344-1170. 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after.
That's right. That's right.
There's much truth in a journey that ain't over yet, as all of us journey through life's precious gift of time, just like I have. Hi, I'm Todd Pierrick, the producer of The James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and in the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. This is a must listen for anyone who thinks they're stuck in life or needs to understand that their current situation is not their final destination. Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet is the unfiltered truth to provide hope for the future by challenging you to refuse to become a victim of life's circumstance and dare to become an overcomer, because a bigger, better, and more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by Dr. James Cooley on Amazon or wherever books are sold.
The J.C. Cooley
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible, integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you're created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy is you. But you got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. Oh yeah. It's the 4 C's.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's your life. Come on.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I tell you what, thoroughly enjoying this conversation with Joice. Wow, you make this easy because you're a professional at it, and I mean it's in you. But before we get back to the conversation, I want to tell the world about this fantastic university called Viridian Christian University. Now, I'm not just talking about it because I'm the chancellor. Yeah, I'm the chancellor of this university. But we offer so many degree programs. Actually, let me tell you, we offer over 36 different degree programs, and the bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree programs. very affordable. And I tell you what, we're accredited university. And we also do this other thing called honorary doctorate degree for people that are doing above and beyond. And I tell you what, if you feel like that you are doing above and beyond, get in touch with me. Talk to me. Get me your application or whatever that is if you're interested in this and potentially being evaluated. But Viridian Christian University is one of the top. If you want to know more about us, look up ViridianChristianUniversity.com. Again, that's ViridianChristianUniversity.com. Joice, first of all, I want to say this, that you're invited back to the show.
Thank you. You guys are so awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, I mean, you're doing so many things. I'm going to turn it back over to Michelle.
Thank you, James. You know what? Let's just face it, Joyce. Clients, people who public figures, they have crises, and it could be something of their own doing. It can be a third party that accuses them of A, B, C, or D. But what's most important is how they handle the crisis. So in a crisis, when it comes to the media attention that is being thrown on your clients, what are the 3 actions that you recommend that they do in a public relations crisis?
First and foremost, you need to have a public relations plan for crisis. You have to have it, and hire somebody to do it if you don't know how to do it. But you need to have one and stick it in a drawer and hope you never have to use it. Because what will happen is if you don't have it, you're going to have to use it. And if you have it, the old adage is you're not going to have it and you're going to need it. So that is absolutely number 1. Number 2 is be very honest and transparent. Because you have to be in order to gain credibility and keep your credibility too. This goes back to the beginning of the program. Sometimes you need to have some tough love and you need to hold the line. You also really need to make sure that your messaging is spot on and be able to make sure that you are staying ahead of the curve. A lot of times, and we could think of a million examples, and I'm not going to name the people that fell prey to this because everyone can think of one, but you lose control of the story and the story tells itself. So you have to stay in a crisis ahead of the curve and look at it from all different ways and say, okay, what's going to come at Michelle? Like what's going to come my way? Okay, so how am I gonna slay that dragon and that and that and that? And that's where the plan comes into play. So you have a blue book, you've got a whole gameplay roadmap to go off of, so you're not spinning your wheels at the last minute. But I go back to, you've got to stay ahead in a crisis and not be like chasing the tail of the dog around, because once you've gone down that path, you can't get it back. And you're like really trenching out of it. So that's where PR counsel and being strategic and being open-minded and listening, if you are a client or someone that is in that situation, you've got to have your ears open and your eyes wide and be willing to, embrace the situation, because I've worked with clients that have had crises and, we've turned them from 0 to hero. And so just because you have a crisis does not mean it is, the be all to end all of dun, 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 gloom and doom. But get your affairs in order, get media training so you're ready to go, do that crisis communications plan. You have to remember today, and I'll wrap this up because I know James is coming at me with another question. So are you, Michelle. So I'll make this quick, but you got to remember every person out there thinks they're a reporter. Why? Because they have this.
Oh, yes.
Everybody is their own reporter. Everybody is their own journalist. So now you've got people that, I'll give you an example. We were doing one of these major shows, kind of a Cirque du Soleil-esque type show. And one of the snow machines on the snow fell on somebody in the crowd. Well, I get the call and I'm like, it was already on the internet. It was already picked up by TV in that millisecond. I couldn't deny that it happened. It flipping fell on a person. The person was okay, by the way. But it literally took somebody inside the building that took it, that put it on their phone. So now you are dealing with a crisis. And it just, it happily comes to fruition. So you got to be really smart when you look at a situation, because it could be just some random person that just takes this and all of a sudden, boom, you are everywhere. So you've got to really believe in yourself, believe in the process, and stay ahead of the curve. And then you will get some degree out of it, or even better, you'll make your situation 10 times fold awesome.
Well, you need to have a 3-hour show. There's so many things we want to ask you. We're down to the last almost 3 minutes of the show, but what legacy do you want to leave with your company, and the legacy you want the clients to know you by?
Oh my gosh. Wow, it's hard to render me speechless. Thank you. You just did. But you know what? Honestly, Michelle, I love that question. And what I like to be remembered by is that I cared and I gave back and I made a difference. And I don't necessarily need to know what that difference is. But, help some people along the way, raise funds for great causes, and made an impact. And I hope that, we do things a little bit differently than other firms, but we do it successfully, and we believe, and we have faith. And I believe that's what puts me here 25 years later. And I'm humble and grateful for the opportunity that you guys let me come on the show today. And, my email is on there. So if anybody has any questions offline you want to send to me, I'm be very happy to answer them. It's my pleasure too. So I just thank you guys so much. And you know what? Like James, and we started with this, I think it's a good way to end it. Think big and dream big. I'm just a little girl that grew up by Disneyland in Orange County, and I went to San Diego State, and I stayed in San Diego. If I can do it, you can do it.
Hey, Joice, again, I want to extend another invitation to you. And thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely outstanding show. I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners out there for tuning into the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. My motto, like I always say, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life. And we'll see you.
Come on.